Hello, Wonder Expoers. This is Miss Murphy,
And Miss Rossnagel.
and we're going to guide you through the different types of graphs that you might choose to use on your Wonder Expo project.
The type of graph you choose is really important because it'll show your data, and the people who are looking at your graph will be able to understand what you want them to know. We're going to go over bar graphs and then show you pie graphs and then line graphs, all of which are used for different things.
Here you see an example of a bar graph. A bar graph is used to compare two or more things. So if we look at the labels on our axis, we can see that this is comparing a month and looking at the days of snow in that month. This also kind of coincidentally does show over time because we're looking at December, January, February, March, but this is a comparison of that information.
The next graph that we're going to look at is a circle graph. And so this one is showing the kids spending time playing video games, and it's got the percentage written right on the graph, which is great. It shows us how much. It also here has a legend that shows the colors that compare. So this what color is blue, so we know that 41.9% of kids spend less than 1 hour.
The final graph option we're looking at is a line graph. So a line graph shows changes over time. That's the biggest difference between the other types of graphs.
So you'll notice this graph is actually missing the title of the axis down here, but it is showing the men, the women, and both sexes. So you can see the line graph, you can see the trend of what's happening, what's changing over time. It also has a great title here, and you'll notice it has figure 5, which we want to see your figures in your graphs.
We know you're dying to know,
What do I need to do for the Wonder Expo?
Let us tell you exactly what you need to do.
For the math component, students are required to submit
A graph or chart of their data which fulfills the requirements of the rubric, which is coming up next,
and the raw data in a table format.
So this is the rubric which has been introduced to you in your math classes, and this is how your graphs are going to be assessed for your Wonder Expo.
It's really important that your title, it shows both variables, the independent variable and the dependent variable, and then it's printed at the top of your graph. Your X and Y axis also need clear labels that describe the units. So if you have number of days, number of months, participants named, minutes, seconds, millimeters, be specific.
The figure number as well is what's going to tie your graph to your report. So if in your report you're saying, my hypothesis was supported based on the data in my chart, see figure 3, then that would how you'd connect it so that a reader can easily find that information.
Graphs fit the data well, and it makes it easy to interpret. So you need to choose the right type of graph. So that could be a bar graph, maybe it's a line graph depending on what you're trying to show, or perhaps it's a pie graph. Remember, you can use multiple graphs in your expo to show different things.
Are your units clear and appropriate? Do they make sense? So that's something that would be shown in your axis and be tied in with your data.
So lastly, does your data make sense? Is it an interpretation of the data that you've actually gathered?
Thanks for watching. We hope this was helpful. And if you need any more help, then you can see your math teacher or any of the Wonder Expo mentors for help on graphing and charting your data. See you later.